Hey, what's up, everybody? Gonna do a complimentary quad reaction, man. This complimentary quad is featuring the music of The Who and Pete Townshend. The songs that we have for you in our lineup, man, looks like all live tracks. And starting off with Love, Rain, or Me, followed by Tea and Theater, followed by Face the Face, and then finally Give Blood. So man, before I pop this off, I just want to first give a shout out and a thanks very much to Rhymes with Teeth. Rhymes with Teeth, thank you, man. Thank you for the recommendation and providing the links. Rhymes with Teeth, he's also left me a note here. He's a very particular guy, leaving particular instructions. So here's the note. Hi STB, here's the links for my next quad, which, if you don't mind, I'd like to title A Who Epilogue and Repeat. R-E-Peat. This is obviously following on the heels of The Who being Artist of the Month in April. So, not a problem with that title, man. So there's some notes attached to each song. So what I'll do is, before I play each song, I'll just basically read the little note attached to it. So, speaking of, and then Rhymes with Teeth says, finishing off, hope you enjoy the selection, STB, let's get it, peace. Thank you very much, Rhymes with Teeth. So, let's check out our first track, man. That is Love, Rain, or Me, and that's live. Kennedy Center Honors. Love, Rain, or Me. Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Betty Lavette.
Oh my. Oh, they're being honored. Okay. And Betty is singing Love, Rain, or Me. Okay.
Only the love can make it rain, like when the beach is kissed by the sea. Only love can make it rain, like the sweat of two lovers laying in the fields.
This lady can reach down deep, boy.
Love, rain all over me.
There she goes.
Rain over me, rain on me. On a dry and dusty road, real hard and I'm all alone. Oh, I'm trying to get back home to that. So I stay woke and think the night is hot and just as black as ink. Lord, I need me one more drink of that cool,
I saw her jam with Albert King. Oh man.
love, rain over me.
Betty's got to be in her late 70s by now.
Love,
Oh my God. I don't know how those guys kept it together. That would have messed me up. Yo. Okay, okay. Short and sweet. Oh my. How wonderful is that? Fantastic. That was really incredible, man. And you know, sorry, Rhymes with Teeth, I didn't read the heads up. The heads up was saying that, hey, I'm gonna keep this no title in the links so that it's a surprise. Okay, well, it's a surprise. And I had never seen the Kennedy Center honors, and I thought that it would have been The Who actually performing for somebody being honored. I got that twisted. Hey, that was excellent, man. Short and sweet, definitely. It's very, very soulful. Betty LaVette. All right, man. Hey, all Who live tracks. Okay, so we all know Love, Rain, or Me, man, but we might not know the background of the song. We might not know the motivation. We might not know the struggle and the sacrifices made to get such a great song to us. As soon as I hear a great song, immediately I start thinking about how did it come about? What did it cost the artist? What did it cost all of the people involved to get this great song to us? You know what I'm saying? Those are questions that immediately pop up in my head, and I have to know the background behind the song. Hence my reading. I'm still getting busted up for doing all of that damn reading and shit. Anyway, let's do some damn reading and shit. Love, Rain, or Me, subtitled Pete's Theme, is a song by English rock band The Who. Written and composed by guitarist Pete Townshend, it was released 27th October 73 as the second single from the band's sixth studio album and second rock opera, Quadrophenia. It's the final song on the album and has been a concert staple for years. The song peaked at number 76 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and number 54 on Cashbox. Origin and recording. Love, Rain, or Me, alongside Is It In My Head, also from Quadrophenia, date back to 1972. Both songs were originally intended to be part of the unreleased autobiographical album Rock Is Dead, Long Live Rock. This later evolved into Quadrophenia. Lyrics. Love, Rain, or Me concerns the main character of Quadrophenia, Jimmy, having a personal crisis. With nothing left to live for, he finds a spiritual redemption in pouring rain. As Townshend describes the song, quote, "It refers to Mayor Baba's one-time comment that rain was a blessing from God, that thunder was God's voice." Yeah. You ever see the movie V for Vendetta, where it's raining and V says, "God is in the rain"? Love that line. Check out that movie, V for Vendetta, just for that scene alone. It's another plea to drown, only this time in the rain. To drown, sorry. Jimmy goes through a suicide crisis. He surrenders to the inevitable, and you know, when it's over and he goes back to town, he'll be going through the same shit, being in the same terrible family situation and so on. But he's moved up a level. He's weak still, but there's a strength in that weakness. He's in danger of maturing. Unquote. Pete Townshend. Release and reception. Love, Rain, or Me was released as a 7-inch single. The single release version of this song is shorter than the album track, missing the intro falling rain sound and the first piano intro and timpani and gong crash. Slightly different sequence of the lyrics and ends on string synths with piano rather than the drum solo, guitar, gong, and brass explosion as one on the album. The single was released with a B-sided title, Water. The song peaked at number 76 on the US Billboard Hot 100. Outside the US, the single was released in Belgium and the Netherlands. Frontman Roger Daltrey's vocals on the track has been widely praised. Mark Deming of AllMusic noted that Quadrophenia captured him at the very peak of his powers, and Love, Rain or Me is one moment where his golden-haired rock god persona truly works and gives this song all the force it truly deserves." Unquote. The song was also featured in the 1979 film based on the Quadrophenia album, as well as the soundtrack album. The version included on the soundtrack features an added flute and string arrangement, and the ending is a few seconds shorter than the album version. The rain sounds have also been removed. The song served as inspiration for the title of 2007 film's Rain Over Me, and it was also featured extensively throughout the film. Yo, damn. Live performances. This is a huge... Yeah, let's read it. One last paragraph. Love, Rain or Me was first performed live on the Who's Quadrophenia tour in 73 and 74, but it was dropped after the tour. It was returned to the band's setlist for the 82 farewell tour of North America. The band performed it again as its one-off performance at Bob Geldof's Live 8 concert at Wembley Stadium in London, England, 13th of July in 85, and it remained in the act for their 89 reunion tour. When The Who performed Quadrophenia in its entirety in the summer of 96, the band was joined by Pink Floyd guitarist David Gilmour. One of my favorite guitarists, one of my favorite musicians. At The Who's 1st of July 2002 concert at the Hollywood Bowl in LA, the first after the death of bassist John Entwistle, it was brought back and is performed as part of their Quadrophenia and More tour. Live performances of Love, Rain or Me can be found on the live albums Who's Last, Greatest Hits Live, and Joined Together. Alright, man, so that concludes a look at Love, Rain or Me. Its origins, motivations, how it came to be. All part of this fantastic Quadrophenia. All of the plans, all of the thoughts that Townshend had, all of the plans that he had. I would say, what would you say? Would he have accomplished even half of all that he had planned? If you are a Who fan and you know your Who history, especially Pete Townshend's creative chops, what he was planning on doing, the visions in his head, in your opinion, did he accomplish most of what he set out to when he was a young man and he had all of these thoughts of rock operas and all of these things? Or did he only hit maybe half the mark? Where does he stand in regards to what he's accomplished based on what he wanted to do, based on his original visions? Because I know that he had plans for a number of rock operas and the like. So how far did he get? That's my question. Alright. Let's bounce to our second track, man. And that being Tea and Theater. And Tea and Theater rhymes with Teeth Says It's Live 2007. And it's just Roger and Pete. I believe John had departed and left us in, was it 2004? Alright. Tea Theater. Let's get it. Tea and Theater.
Will you have some tea at the theater with me. We did it all, didn't we? Jumped every wall instinctively, unraveled chords ingeniously, wide all the roads so seamlessly. We made it work. But one of us failed. That's what makes it so sad. A great dream derailed. One of us gone. One of us mad. One of us me. All of us sad. All of us sad. Lean on my shoulder now. The story is done. It's getting colder now. 1,000 songs still snoring now. We played them as one. We're older now. All of us sad. All of us free. Before we walk from this stage, two of us will you have some tea? Will you have some tea? At the theater with me.
Beautiful. Masterful.
Honour to have them on this show. The Who, Tea and Theatre.
Very nice. Very nice. Starting with 4, and then there was just 2. Yeah, wow, man. What a history, what a legacy, you know, for the Who. And these 2 icons of rock still together, still standing strong together, performing together. Oh man, how inspiring is that shit? So many great musicians of that time, of that era, starting out with, I don't know, some of them with the vision and the hopes of longevity, like Pete, like Roger. Some, of course, didn't have that long foresight to project into the future, to think, to even dare to think that they would 50, 60, 70 years down the road still have, notoriety, still be relevant, still be popular, and their music would still be so iconic, never forgotten, still being covered, still being sought, you know. Wow, what a legacy, let me tell you. when you finally go into the ground, you can't help but be very, very pleased. Look back on your life and say, yo, man, yes, it's been tumultuous, it's been challenging, but it's been great and rewarding. And, you know, not too many regrets. I leave the world in peace. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's what I would be saying if I was Pete or Roger, right? Well, I hope that for everybody, regardless of if you're a damn rock god or not. But I'm sure that these guys would be thinking or feeling or saying something like that, man. Not too many regrets. All right. Yeah, man. So yeah, this was live in 2007. Let's do a little Rain on T and Me, man. I've never heard this song. I'm not familiar with this song at all. And it's more, okay, album info rather than song info. Alright, get a little background. Tea and Theater appears on the album Endless Wire. Endless Wire is the 11th studio album by English rock band The Who, released 30th of October 2006 in the UK through Polydor Records, and the following day in the US by Universal Republic. It was their first new studio album of original material in 24 years, following the release of It's Hard in '82, as well as their first since the death of bassist John Entwistle, and their last one for the 13 years to follow, until the release in December 2019 of their follow-up studio album, Who. The album was originally due to be released in early 2005 under the working title Who 2. Endless Wire received generally positive reviews from music critics. It debuted at number 7 on the Billboard album chart and number 9 in the UK. Portions of it were featured on the Who Tour 2006-7. Most of the songs from this album were used in the rock musical adaptation of The Boy Who Heard Music, which debuted in July 2007 as part of Vassar College's Powerhouse Summer Theater Workshop series. Okay. History and composition. Most of what is known about the development of the album has come from Pete Townshend's website. On the 21st of March 2005, Pete Townshend announced the postponement of the new Who album. On the 24th of December 2005, Townshend announced that manager Bill Kerbishley had introduced a great scheme to allow the band to tour in mid-2006 in support of new material, even if Townshend did not have a full 30 tracks ready to go. Wow. So that's a double album. Damn, man. Or no, it's a, what, 4-sided CD or something like that. On the 20th of March 2006, Daltrey announced that he and Townshend were making progress with the album and that Townshend had written a song about Stockholm Syndrome titled Black Widow's Eyes. Daltrey also said that Townshend is playing some bass on the album. On the 3rd of October 2006, It's Not Enough was made available on iTunes. Tea and Theater was also made available. Adaptation as a rock musical. Townshend is also working on songs from this album into a full-length rock musical, a rough version of which debuted 13th of July 2007 as part of Vassar College's Powerhouse Summer Theater Workshop series. The production was adapted and directed by Ethan Silverman and presented as a stage concert reading with minimal dialogue. The cast included John Hickok as Ray High, John Patrick Walker as Josh, Matt McGrath as Gabriel, and Bree Sharp as Layla. Okay. And that is the info given on Tea and Theater, more specifically the album that it's on, Endless Wire. Great song. I was thinking along the course of the song if it was, it sounds very, very autobiographical, and I was just wondering if they were singing about themselves or what's the story behind that particular song. It doesn't cover that here in Wikipedia. If you know, let me know. Alright, man. Let's check out our third track, man. And that is Face the Face. And I believe it's Pete Townshend solo. Face to Face. Live November 85. Brixton Academy, London. Pete Townshend and the Deep End with David Gilmour on guitar and Simon Phillips on drums. Solo Pete Townshend from his White City, a Novel album. And okay, there's a note here from Rhymes with Teeth. Note, STB, just play this video to the 5:37 mark. Thanks. Okay. To the 5:37 mark. So, I will have to keep count. All right, man. Face the Face. Pete Townshend. Let's get it.
You must have heard the cautionary tale, the dangerous hint, the coldest I can tell. From the wise of folks, Prince Long, and the faded names spread upon the wall.
You gotta judge the judge. We gotta find the finds. We gotta scheme the schemes. We gotta line the lines. We must stake the stakes. We gotta show the show. We must take the takes. We gotta know the road. Driving face to face. We gotta face the face. We can face the face. Face to face. Got to face the face. Face to face. Got to face the face. Got to. Got to.
Must have tried to find relief, maybe found futility needs to be free. I need your hunger, you need mine. A million miles can swallow up
We
time.
gotta fool the fools. We gotta stand the stands. We gotta rule the rules. We gotta stand the plans. We must fight the fight. We gotta fall the falls. We must light the light. We gotta call the calls. Let's face the race so we can face the face. We gotta face the face. Yeah. So we can face the face. Face the face. Got to face the face. Got to boogie down. We gotta find him. Yeah.
I remember this tune, man.
New York, Chicago, London and Glasgow. Keep looking. Keep looking.
One trombone and two sexy sax. Oh, I see a trumpet. Nice. Give that man some room. wonder where they are.
Keep on looking, gotta stay on the stage. Dirty the pigs, watch the pigs, we got to find the page.
And still sing after all that dancing.
We gotta judge the judge. We gotta plan the plans. We gotta scheme the schemes. We gotta line the lines. We must fight the fight. We gotta follow the balls. We gotta like the light. We gotta call the calls. We can face the truth. Try to face the place. We can face the truth. We gotta face the fight. We gotta place it, gotta place it, gotta place it, gotta place it, gotta place it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it.
Fantastic. All right. Very good. Holy cow. Lots of energy, high octane, some great dancing. You see the structure I'm talking about, where they drop most of the vocals and everything in the front end, and then the middle of the song is that dip, that valley as I call it, where they're doing a lot of their, in this case, great instrumentation, great solos, and excellent entertainment and dancing and having a really good time. Fantastic. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the structure of music. I've really been paying attention lately to the structure of the great rock songs, and a lot of them seem to follow that structural pattern of what makes it iconic. Without all of the instrumentals either in the outro or in the middle of the song, it would just be a really good song. Possibly forgettable. But then when you add all of that wonderful stuff stretching out the song, man, that turns that song into something fantastic, something iconic. What the hell are you talking about, Wayne? I'm talking about, think about Working Man from Rush. Think about how that song would be without the presence of all of that fantastic instrumentation breaking up the song. If that wasn't in there, that Rush song would just be kind of like one of their good songs, not one of their best songs. It's one of their best songs because of that middle part. I can say the same thing about, of course, Black Sabbath War Pigs. There's just so many, just love the structure. And that's been my big learning curve in the last, I would say, couple of months, going through The Who as Artist of the Month. I see it so often, and doing a lot more quads. I've been seeing that. And also, too, doing the Unholy Trinity, especially the Deep Purples and the Black Sabbath's album reactions. I've been seeing a lot of that. So I'm really big right now on the learning curve of the structure of a song. And one of the components of what makes a great rock song an iconic rock song is definitely the structure of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just listening for great instrumentals anymore. Even though that's a great part of it. I'm not listening for just great solos anymore, even though that's a part of it, or the magnificence of the lyrics or who's dropping the lyrics. That's all, but also I'm paying attention to the structure. I mean, damn, man. Think about how Zeppelin crafted Kashmir. Or, even a better example, Fool in the Rain. You know what I'm talking about? Think of that shit. Or In My Time of Dying. That's a really, really good example. That's literally like 3 songs in one, following that pattern of lyrics, instrumentation in the middle, stretching the song out, coming back to lyrics, and doing that loop like 3 times over. That song is almost 12 minutes long. So I'm seeing these patterns, and The Who, man, they've got it in spades. Now, I know Face to Face here is Pete Townshend's solo efforts, and it was obviously in the 80s, but he's still following that structure, man. I'm talking about structure. It's been a very big learning curve for me. It's one of those great eureka moments, you know, when you're someone like me doing reactions. And then, you know, I mean, I've passed a milestone of over 500 reactions. Well, you might say, well, Wayne, after 500 reactions, what the hell have you learned? Well, you got time? Let me sit down and just talk about the structure of an iconic rock song. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm somebody who doesn't know a damn thing about music. But after a period of 500 reactions, you notice certain patterns. And what I'm noticing now, a year and a half later, is the unique structuring of building a song. I'm a big fan of that. And it's answering the question for me as to why music back then was so, I can't say so much better than music is today. Too many people are going to jump down my face about saying that. But in my opinion, let's just say that music back then, there was just more available, a lot more bands following that pattern of structure back then than there are bands and artists following that structure today. Let me try and stay on a safe footing here just by saying that. I can't just blatantly come up and say music of yesteryear is better than music of today. Too many people will rip my ass. So, let me do a little background, man, on this great, well-structured song, Face to Face. I am an opinionated son of a bitch, aren't I? I know I am, man. Face to Face. So, yeah, not a lot of info, a decent amount all the same. Face to Face is a song by Pete Townshend. The song is the 3rd track on Townshend's 4th solo album, a concept album titled White City, a novel, and was released as a single. In the US, the single had a different take, which had bad sound compared to the UK release. And on the promo for the single, Face to Face, it said, quote, "Dear programmer, enclosed is a reservice of the Pete Townshend single Face to Face. While Pete was visiting us here in the States, he remarked to us that the British single sounded a bit hotter. We checked, he was right. Same edit, same mix, hotter sound. Maybe you wouldn't notice, maybe you would. Time to recart the record. Happy holidays, Atco Records." Unquote. Okay. Good vigilance on the part of Pete, taking pride in his product, man, paying attention. When Pete Townshend was asked about the song, he said, in length, quote, yes, a long-ass quote, paragraph and a half, here we go. "Face to Face was done on a new keyboard, which was a form of DX7, and I was very keen to get something very, very fast and upbeat knocked out, and I knocked out a few sections that I couldn't play all together. I could play bits of it, but try and do it all together, and it confounded me. So I did a bunch of building blocks and said to Rabbit, I want 40 of them. This is a Mozart technique. 5 of those, 6 of these, 7 of those. And he wrote it all out and played it to a drum loop that we got from a box. And that became the beginning of the track. This was very much a new age type of recording, and that's why it sounds pretty modern, I think. Simon Phillips overdubbed the drums, we later overdubbed the brass, we overdubbed backing vocals, we overdubbed everything. It was all overdubbed onto Rabbit's synth playing." Unquote. Wow. The single reached number 26 on the US singles chart and number 3 on Billboard's mainstream rock chart. along with achieving top 20 status in Australia, New Zealand, and several European territories. The UK and US single edit features Pete Townshend's daughter, Emma Townshend, singing some parts of the song. Alright. Okay, man, so that is Wikipedia Song Fact Info on Face the Face. And so our final track, man, is Give Blood. And I'm just going back to Rhymes with Teeth here, what he says. Okay, and it's the same note that applies to Face the Face, same show. November of 85, Brixton Academy, London. Pete Townshend and The Deep End featuring David Gilmour and Simon Phillips. Solo Pete Townshend from his White City album, A Novel. All right. Pete Townshend. Give Blood, live. Let's get it.
And there's a song called Give Blood. Gilmore!
Young David Gilmour. Good drummer. Gilmour is still very cerebral, just standing there playing. Excellent.
Thank you.
See that? Sweats in his eyes, but he still hadn't missed a beat. That's a consummate pro, man. Fantastic. Great song, wow. I love that song. Give Blood. I gotta check out Pete's solo works, man. This stuff is right up my street, let me tell you. All right. David Gilmour. Great to see David Gilmour. Great to see collaboration between two great rock icons, you know, that they can get along, collaborate, talk to each other, lift each other up, perform in each other's projects. I love seeing stuff like that. I love seeing that overlapping, you know. Pete Townshend, David Gilmour, damn. All right. Give Blood. Give Blood, not a lot of information on Give Blood. A little bit of song info and a little bit of album info. About 2 paragraphs. So, Give Blood. Give Blood is a song by Pete Townshend. The song is the opening track for Townshend's 4th solo album, a concept album titled White City, a novel, and was released as a single. When Townshend was asked about the song, he said, quote, "Give Blood was one of the tracks I didn't even play on. I brought in Simon Phillips, Pino Palladino, and David Gilmour simply because I wanted to see my 3 favorite musicians of the time playing on something, and in fact, I didn't have a song for them to work on, and sat down very, very quickly and rifled through a box of stuff. Said to Dave, do one of those kind of ricky-ticky things, and I'll shout Give Blood in the microphone every 5 minutes, and let's see what happens." And that's what happened. Then I constructed the song around what they did. Man, masterful creativity, I'm telling you, boy. The single reached number 5 on Billboard's mainstream rock charts. Give Blood features Pink Floyd guitarist David Gilmour, who also appears on another song from the album, White City Fighting, the music for which was written by Gilmour. Album performance. White City, a novel, peaked at number 70 on the UK albums chart and at number 26 on the US Billboard 200. The album also reached the top 20 in 5 other countries: Australia, Germany, New Zealand, Sweden, and Switzerland. Okay, man, and so there we have it. That concludes Wikipedia Song Fact info on this song and also on this excellent quad. A really, really nice live quad. And I can totally understand your reasoning for the title of this quad, rhymes with teeth. A Who Epilogue and Repeat. All right. Hey, man. That was excellent. Thank you very much. I appreciate you sending me the links and sending me some of the details, the specific details. Yeah, excellent, man. Wow. I liked every single one of these live performances. I gotta say, the Betty LaVette Kennedy Center Honors one got me. That got me. Love them all, but that one specifically, that got me. And props to Pete and Roger for holding it together. I would have burst like a damn. A damn. So, I am going to bounce here, but let me just scroll down for a sec, man. Where are we at? We're in the middle of the week. I'm busy as hell. But I'm going to hit up a Led Zeppelin. I believe it's a double shot coming for the weekend. And Pete sent it to me. That's 2 beer. And 2 beer Pete. So I think I'll save that for the weekend. And just continue throughout the week. And I'm really focusing on trying to get, if not this weekend, some point in time, get ahead in the weekend so I can free up some space to fit in a little bit of the Unholy Trinity. I've been dropping the ball on that, and also on the Pink Floyd too. Now that I'm seeing David Gilmour, I got to finish off the Live at Pompeii's. I want to finish that off before I get to my Led Zeppelin live stuff. Because right now I'm kind of in that mode of discovering that they had a couple of tracks out there that were unfinished, or I won't say lost, but were unfinished. And I believe one of them is called Swan Song. I didn't know that there was an actual song called Swan Song. I just thought that it was their record label, but supposedly there's something out there called Swan Song, and so I'm going to check that out. And I believe it's one of the links that 2 Beer Pete sent to me. So I'm looking forward to that, man. There was another link that he sent me that I can't recall now, but it's going to be a double shot of Zeppelin coming up. So hopefully, with fingers crossed, it'll make it up on YouTube. But yeah. Hopefully this makes it up on YouTube. And I want to say there's still so many of you on YouTube, and I know that you've been around for a while, but for some reason you just don't want to check out my Vimeo or my Patreon, because on my Patreon pretty much everything is public on my Patreon, with the exception of my Patreon exclusive content, and that doesn't happen often, right? So what I'm trying to say is that I keep seeing, oh yeah, if you're doing Led Zeppelin, you got to do Immigrant Song. Oh, come on, man. It's been a year. I've done that shit a year ago. You have to go to my Vimeo or to my Patreon page, because you are doing yourself a disservice if you don't, because I've done reactions to every single studio Led Zeppelin song. So if you are a subscriber, you've been around for a little while, and you're checking out my Led Zeppelin playlist on YouTube, that's less than half. Everything else is on Vimeo. Understand, YouTube will block 70% of my content. 70% of my content is blocked on YouTube. So, don't be lazy. Go to Vimeo and check out my Vimeo page, and you'll see all of my Led Zeppelin reactions on there. If there's one that you're not seeing, let me know. And what I'll do is I'll re-upload it. Title it Re-Upload, if it can make it onto YouTube. If not, it'll definitely be on Vimeo. So don't be lazy. Check out my Vimeo. Check out my Patreon, because that's where they're all at. And I know that some of you have been with me for a while, and you're still saying, react to this Led Zeppelin wise. I've pretty much reacted to everything Led Zeppelin wise. So now it's a matter of getting into a couple of other areas. So that's where I'm now in the mode of doing some of the Led Zeppelin lost tracks and things like that. Seeing David Gilmour again, I got to finish off my Pompeii's, my Unholy Trinities, and I want to get into checking out some of Pete's solo works. And I really like the energy of the Who live, even if it's just Roger and Pete. T and Theater was just fantastic. So just to see the two of them doing their thing, is fantastic. So I'd like to look into a little bit more of that. Anyways, I'm just rambling now. So thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this reaction. I enjoyed the hell out of these live cuts, man. They're fantastic. Always a pleasure to watch Pete and Roger do their thing live, man. So you guys take care. Have a good one. And I'll catch you in my next reaction. Peace.